Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lamo. Welcome to the Kadampa Center. Geshe has not arrived yet, so I thought we could start by saying a few mantras. So if you would turn to page, I think it's 34. Yeah. So if you'll do the Medicine Buddha stanza and mantra on page 34. If you don't have the gold prayer book, but you have the white binder, it's on the blue page, one of the first pages on the binder. Okay? And this, of course, the mantras are for those who are on our prayer list. Also for one of our members, Jim Barnes, who will be taken off life support at 10:30. Oh, all right. Already off life support. And also for all the others. Okay. So we'll start with the stanza. Bhagawan, with equal compassion for all, whose name when merely heard dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispelled of disease and the three poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, Lapis Light. And Medicine Buddha, as you can see there, over there on the tanka, he's blue in color, and then you can see the other, let's see, Buddhas also. So let's say the short mantra 7 times. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Raja Bekanze Bekanze Maha Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Okay, so on the same page, page 34, let's chant Shakyamuni Buddha's mantra 3 times. Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Munaye Soha. Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Munaye Soha. Tayata Om Mune Mune Mahamunaye Soha. So, Geshe, should we say the just the medicine Buddha?
Maybe after the kid leaves, they will say. After the kid goes to
Okay.
class, they will say
Thank you. So let's read the four measurables in English 3 times. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. I'll turn to the bottom of page 37, and we'll say Chenrezig's mantra, Buddha of Great Compassion, 8 times, and then Green Tara's mantra, the deity of enlightened activity, just 7 times. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Tare Tu Re Soha, 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 Om Tare Tu Re Soha. Thank you. So the children are welcome to go to their classes.
Thank you. Good morning. So, Elise here, Elise? No. So, one of our members, Jim Bond, probably some of you probably know. Usually he comes on the wheelchair. So, Steve, you want to say something so then we can say prayer? Yeah. I visited 3 days ago. He was in the hospital a long time. So I'm not sure all these like machine things, what do you call, I don't know.
Right. So he's on life support, and he's being taken off life support right now. So pretty powerful to try to say some prayers and send him the best.
So we'll say some medicine with the mantra. No, not 1 million, but maybe 21. 21. So because we, some of you probably know. I personally know him, and he's having all this physical pain in all these years. So, but his attitude is like kind of like really blessings. When he's always seems like, even though he's on a wheelchair, He always seems like happy. So then sometimes my mind wonder how how that can be. So like just imagining being there, like then trying to be happy, and not just that, but having all these physical pains. So and so I visited him. So he's barely awake, and he can open his eye a little bit, but I don't know he recognized people or not. So so we'll say medicine with a mantra. So then of course not just him, all the people who has physical problems, not just that, all the people also who like struggle with all kind of things, like yeah, you see in the news, you read in the news, people struggling, all over the world, people are struggling physically, mentally. Then there's so many different kind of mental challenge, like including addiction, all of this. So we'll pray for all of their well-being. Okay, when we say the medicine for the mantra. So then of course you get also immense benefit. The medicine for the mantra, that's the healing mantra. So traditionally, so that's what there's one of the prayers that we do when people are, having like treatment or like physical difficulties. So then through the mantra, we send our positive thoughts, towards their ways. Okay. Yeah, faster stanza. So.
Get back on page 34. Bhagawan with equal compassion for all, whose name, when merely heard, dispels the suffering of lower realms, dispelled of disease and the three poisons. I prostrate to medicine Buddha, lapis. So we do the short mantra 21 times. The long one is not in their book.
Yeah, so maybe short one, yeah.
Okay, so should we say Teata or should we drop it?
Yeah, Teat Om, Teat Om.
Okay, all right. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Rata Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Rata Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Rata Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samagate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samagate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samagate Soha. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits.
So, can you repeat that prayer, please? The last one, the stanza. So when you think about that prayer, the meaning of that prayer is very powerful. This is a very powerful one. Yeah. Chona kuni.
May all beings everywhere plagued by sufferings of body and mind obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits.
Yeah, I should repeat this 3 times. Whenever I do medicine for the practice, I repeat them 3 times. And then, so then try to think much as possible, so all kinds of struggles that people go through, especially mentally. Mind brings a lot of problems. Physical, compared to mind, is very limited, but mind brings all kinds of problems, so then, yeah. So I, every day I do medicine for the practice, and then I repeat this word, then I also requested in the Wednesday night class, the reason I repeat these 3 words, to make sure that I feel something rather than just like mumbling the word, means nothing, it's just reading a newspaper, so that's why I repeat it. Anytime, there's like, oh, you do this 3 times, if you can do 1, if you can feel something, you don't have to do 3. Why you do 3? The reason you do 3, then, try to get some feeling, some high feeling? How you say, some feeling? Some feeling, yes. Yeah. So, thank you very much. So then please, we will continuously pray for Jim Barno. So before I start my Mickey Mouse talk, so please would you mind to take a few minutes, or maybe long as you want, to introduce each other. Thank you. Yeah. What I want to say? What do Mickey Mouse say? Yeah, if you hear first time, if you come here, wondering about meditation, then after the class, you can, talk to this number of people. So, if every day, if I just talk about how to meditate, then maybe some of the people, their ear might get burned by hearing this last 19 years again. If you're interested, if you're first time here, if you're interested in the meditation, so then please, after the class, you talk to the here people who's been coming here a long time, so they will help you. Okay. So, life is precious. So, what do you think? Maybe after my talk, we can have debate. So, according to Buddhist text, that says tenjor, life is precious. There's one topic that you meditate every day. You meditate, you remind yourself that life is precious. Tenjor. So, and what do you think? Please let me know what you think about it. So, I'm not ordering you to think life is precious, but I'm just here repeating what has been said thousands of years ago. I'm just here simply repeating that word. I did not make this up last night. This has already been said. So then also it's fragile. Yeah, fragile. Like the bubble in the water. One text says, like the bubble, chui chubor. Chui chubor means bubble in the water. It's just right there and then it's burst. And that, and some other texts suggest it's like the lightning in the sky. Namgelo. It's like lightning in the sky. That means, there's also different way people say, life is short. Same, meaning same. Life is short, or life is like light in the sky, or life is like the bubble in the water. All same, saying the same thing. Danger, precious. So then, like fragile. And unpredictable. How do you say predictable? So top of that, in my case, I have no clue how long I have time on this planet. I have no clue. Could be tomorrow, any moment. Can't say you are healthy or young. Doesn't guarantee that. No clue. Based on these three principal points, not based on like our religious belief, or maybe not because Buddhists you think like that. Not like based on these three facts. Based on these three facts. It doesn't make sense to make your life miserable. Doesn't make sense. Make your life miserable. It's precious, it's fragile, it's unpredictable, and you have no, unless you have clue. I don't have a clue. So if you have a clue, so then there's different stories. If you don't have a clue how long you will be in this planet. So the idea, like say, I would say, thinking that this could be last, yeah? This could be life, but you don't know. We don't know. But I don't have any clues. I don't have clues, so that it makes sense for me to think, this could be the last day. What do you do? What do you do? Be happy, or be miserable, or make more miserable. It's our choice. So that's the fact. There's nothing to do with religious belief. There's nothing to do. This is the fact. There's everybody experiences it. Everybody, as long as you breathe, these three facts apply to you. As long as you are breathing, these three facts apply to you equally. So the bottom line here, need to prepare ourselves. Need to prepare, not just prepare, well prepare ourselves. While you are enjoying all this, samsaric goodness, whether that's associated with the shape, or color, or smell, or taste, or sound, or tactile. Like according to Buddhism, so that it's very, very important to have the awareness. Everything changing. Even though it looks same, it's not same. It changes constantly. It's been changed. It's changing every second. It's changing. That's called subtle impermanent, but hard to see. Gross impermanent, the things breaks down, house like wear down, or this like gross impermanent. That's relatively easy to understand. But the subtle impermanent is not that easy to understand. It's like it's momentary change. It's not easy to understand. People change, mind change. Fashion change. The open, the pen that open wide at the bottom. Pen, you wear the pen, used to be like this big. I remember when I was like probably 13, 12, back in the monastery, once in a while you have hippies from New Zealand, Los Angeles, and people try so hard to get that one. So now if you give someone that, nobody wants. Perception is just change. It's just imputed by mind. It's just labeled by mind. It doesn't exist from its own side. It's just labeled, and then everybody follows. See, everything. But my point is, everything change. Everything change. Mind change, body change. People change, things change. So that's very important awareness to have. So then make sure that it's not going to be shock or surprise. It's not going to shock or surprise. It doesn't mean you don't enjoy. Of course, you enjoy everything you can. You enjoy. At the same time, it's very, very important to have the awareness that it's going to change, like that. We can rely entirely our happiness. We can put our entire happiness on that. Because why it change? Idemiru sibepuzo as you could say unpredictable, so also unreliable. You can rely on those. 100% of your happiness you can put on there. It could change. You see, I see. People change. You see every day. So that, change was jebe mingum, that we are not going to be satisfied doing stuff or looking at the shape. That's not the way to satisfy. Or looking at the color, that's not the way to satisfy. That's not the way to get or satisfy. How you say in the proper English? That's not the way to get satisfactions. According to Rolling Stone, what they say, I can get no satisfaction. Saying something is not more than song. It's been already said thousands of years ago, but they said it in they sang. So people understand. All been said. It's nothing new. It's already been said. Jebe mingum. The way to be content, way to get the satisfaction is not by doing stuff. So maybe it's important to pay some attention to what they are trying to say. What has been said in the text, in the teachings. Maybe it's time to pay some attention. Maybe they are saying something important that could help you to be more content or satisfied. Jebe mingum dunga kunji goes. Not that just while we are doing it, it comes with all kinds of complications, all kinds of complications. That is, what is that? That is nature of samsara. It's like, it's not just you, everybody. It's not just you. You may think, I'm the only one who's experienced. No. Unless you are already free yourself from samsara, then you achieve what you call in Buddhism called moksha or liberations. There's no complication. Here, everything, no matter how you dress, how you look, what kind of title you possess, what kind of job you do, from newborn child to all the way to President of the United States, has complication. So, jebe mingum, I just want to share jebe mingum. It's very good to remind yourself every day, if you can, remind yourself. You have to understand you are not going to be content by eating pizza. Of course you can, that doesn't mean you don't eat pizza. Of course you can eat pizza. So then you become very particular. Not any kind of pizza, it has to be Papa John pizza. So that, then it gives more complications. So then probably, like that. So enjoy, at the same time, you cannot hold on. Why? Change. Every single thing change. That's why. Is this something, some kind of belief? No, things change. It's not nothing to do with the belief. It change. Everything change. It's nothing to do with the belief, whether you believe or not. If you believe, it change. If you don't believe, it's not going to change. That's easy things to do. You just buy one flower and just believe it's not going to change. And see, after 1 week, it gets old. It's nothing to do with religion. It's just a fact. So, this awareness is very important. Jebe mingum. Jebe mingum. So you need to understand. I can get more satisfactions by doing stuff. That's the fact. Jebe mingum. Dunga kunji ko jebe mingum. Not just that, jebe mingum. It's kind of, then process is kind of complicated. It's comes with all kinds of complications. So then enjoyment, I think maybe 2 inch. Complicated probably 5 feet. So then you get 1 inch. You have to understand that's the fact. That's the fact, you have to understand that. Dunga kunjing goes. So then top of that, if you hold on, if you cling so tightly, if you're uptight with idea, plan, perceptions, anything, it makes your life very vulnerable. It makes life very vulnerable. There's another fact. Nothing to do with religion, it's just fact. So therefore, always remind yourself, everything, including yourself, everything change. Everything will change. Subtle change, of course, every day happens. Growth change might not happen today. It's only a matter of time. It will change. So that with that kind of awareness, probably you enjoy life more. Life, you enjoy life more. Oh. Idemiros, like unreliable. All this goodness, you cannot 100% rely on. Or does not mean don't enjoy. Yeah, of course enjoy, but no, with awareness. So, all my friends here, you come here in this beautiful weather. I don't believe that you just come here to look at my outfit. No, nothing to look, So that's what we do. We gather here, we share information, we try to share experience, and try to live a life, like happy as possible, and by thinking, not by just doing stuff, by thinking. Thinking something, something positive, or thinking something positive. So, and another fact, more positive thought. More positive thought, life is going to be better off. So that's what is lacking. What is lacking? What is lacking? Individual happiness, happiness within the community. What is lacking is understanding. We look around, everybody. American, Tibetan, Asian, like brown, black, whatever you call. We are all human. Human. That's the fundamental things. We are all human. Oh. You have emotions. You are not robot. Robot, I say. Yeah. Don't think that somebody else is robot. It's not robot. They have feelings. They are looking for happiness, like exactly like you. You don't have extra reason why you to be happy. Everybody, every second, looking for happiness. Every second, trying to avoid sufferings. Then why you cause pain to someone else? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all based on religious belief, that based on like culture, traditions, harming each other. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So that's why last 19 years, almost now 20 years, I'm not promoting Buddhism. I'm just hoping, very much hoping, that we all have some kind of positive mindset. When you look around, and if you look at me, if you wish me to be happy, that's good things. When I look at you, I wish you to be happy, regardless whether you're American, Asian, Tibetan. That's a good mindset to have. That's why in the beginning, may all sentence be not saying like, oh, may all American people be happy and cause of happy, and the rest of the people, I don't care. We don't say that prayer here, do we say? What we say, we all sentient beings, include everybody. So life is going to be much, for your life is going to be, when you say this word, then you feel like you're doing much bigger than yourself. So that's the kind of mindset we need. Whether you become Buddhist, not Buddhist, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you manage to think positive about yourself, positive about other people that you see, and I don't think you need religion. Why you need religions? You don't need religions. And I'm not just making this up. The Shantideva, one of the Indian masters, Shantideva, who wrote this beautiful book, Guide to Buddhist Way of Life. When you look at that book, I don't remember which chapter, but it has 10 chapters. But one of the chapters, if you manage to take care of your mind, that's the only practice that you need. You don't need any other practice. That's the only practice you need to guide your mind. So, always thinking like, oh, me, me first. Always like, oh, everything has to be my way, or that attitude is no good. No, that attitude is considered as a chronic disease that's never been healed. Chronic disease. Ranyi Jinju, Gubakunjiko. That opens the door for all kinds of complications, all kinds of problems. So me, other, like that, I used to joke say, like, oh, if you are doing all the house cleaning, that's okay. No, it's not a big deal. When you ask me to do house cleaning, we need to sit down and have serious meetings. That kind of attitude. Now, if you're crying for my happiness, oh, that's good to know. So if I need to cry for your happiness, so then that's kind of serious thing to need to discuss, like that. Attitude. According to Mahayana Buddhism, that's considered as a chronic disease. You understand? Chronic disease? Chronic disease. I taught the class with the Robert Thurman in like upstate New York, Woodside. I think Woodside, something there like. So Robert Thurman say a few words, so then I say a few words, then we've been alternating. So then that time, still now my English is not good, but that time is worse. So I've been talking about this mind training text, so I said, Robert Thurman, one eye is not work very well. It looks like eye, but I don't think he can see that. He can see, but it looks like eye. So then he has this like rosary. Then he always like says something. Then that's how he teach class. And always saying something. He's sitting here. I'm sitting there. I said the self-cherishing mind is chronic disease. So then he kept looking at me, kind of like with a surprised face. I don't know why. Then finally he asked me, Gisela, what do you say? I said, chronic disease. And he kept hearing like calling Jesus. So that's not what I've been saying. He probably keep hearing self-cherishing minds calling Jesus. So I said, chronic disease. So I'll never forget how to speak it. Still my pronunciation is probably not good. No, it's chronic disease. Chronic disease. See, like Rani Chinju Guba Kunjiko, Rani Chinju Guba Kunjiko. Yeah, so just imagine in your house, a couple of peoples. You have this very strong cherishing yourself. And like then people do things, then you look at them, so yeah, it makes you very vulnerable. If you understand, everybody has problems, everybody has complications, everybody's looking for happiness every single moment, exactly like you do, no difference. If you have that awareness, that helps. That helps to have some, you'll be easy on people around you. When you be easy on them, they will be easy on you. When you be hard on them, they're going to be hard on you. So then whole environment turns into something negative, unpleasant. You play a role, they play a role, then no good. So that's what I'm saying. That's the fundamental things. We are human, every single person looking for happiness. Nobody looking for sufferings. Nobody. You can't assume, oh, there are people, they're not American, maybe they don't care about happiness. They do care about happiness. Yeah, as much as you do. Same. So that's why I've been encouraging last 20 years, think something positive. Cherishing other is open the door for all the happiness. So it's open the door for all the happiness. So that your pet, they probably have no idea. My pet has no idea that I'm monk. No idea. Then my pet don't know how much prayer I say. They don't care. What she knows, that she knows that I fed her. Oh, I pet her. Oh, I don't beat her, abuse her. I don't take care. That's the only thing she knows. That's affections. That's cherishing. It's not like, letting her know. This cat. They're letting her know I am Buddhist, Tibetan, monk, no matter how many times you tell, it probably doesn't help. If you feed, and Steve knows, So my cat's called Ninja, you know, so now she's already passed away a long time ago. So Ninja is associated Stephanie with good food. Good food, yeah. So, you know, so it's very, very interesting, very interesting. So the bond between, of course, if you can develop strong bond between animals, can you imagine? It's very possible you can develop bond between human, something they can understand. So, you know, they're saying in Buddhism, lobje means advice. Advice. Chu means bird. Bird even have something to give you, some kind of advice to give you. So that means you can learn everything. You can learn from everybody. Not just people who sit here. Not just that. You can learn from everybody. So in the back to Rani Chizu Guba Kunjigo Manam Chizu Yunde Kunji Teshir. Therefore, cherishing yourself as considered as a chronic disease. If you have chronic disease, you are not healthy. Because this disease, chronic disease. Oh, Rajiji said, cherishing yourself. Always think of me. Always think of me. It's not good because you are not only one. If you are the only one, that's okay. If you are the only one on this planet, there's nothing wrong. You can think about yourself. There's nobody else there. It's not like that. There are tons of people. It's not just you. There's tons of people. Oh, so you have no choice. You have to live with people. There's no choice. Oh. So far, they didn't send anybody to the Mars. Mars? Mars? So this is the only planet we have. We have to live with the people. There's no choice. Oh. So when you need to live with the people, so this attitude, this is become big problems. It's like become like disease, not just disease. It's become like chronic disease. Oh, that's the first thing to remember. Second thing, cherishing others. Cherishing others is the door for all the mental qualities. It's open for all the happiness. Therefore, teshir. Therefore, dashi, as da yourself, shen other, dashi, jive nanjo means exchange. Exchange. Then that's called practice, or called nanjo, or called yoga. Doesn't matter whatever you call yoga means. In Tibetan word, yoga means nanjo. Nanjo means practice. Could be physical practice, could be mental practice. Yoga doesn't mean just move your hand down and up, down. Yoga doesn't mean put your head on the ground. That's not only yoga. Yoga means practice. Da shin je, da shin je. Da yourself, shin other, je exchange. So there's 1993, I was in Switzerland. So at that time, one of my friends, she is very much into this psychology. Psychology has a field, and they read book called like Seyong or Seyong. So in German they spell the J is like Ya. That's one famous psychologist wrote a book, and he talks a lot about dreams. So in his book that what he says, so he says being in other people's shoes. Same as exchanging yourself with others. That must be the essence, or that must be the core of our practice. So then the world will be a better place. The world will be a better place. When you meet night person, do you wonder that person is Christian or Buddhist or Tibetan, American? When you travel, do you notice that? It's nice people. Everybody enjoys. So that's what we've been trying to do last 20 years here at Kadamba Center. I'm not counting how many people become Buddhists every year. That's not my goal. I'm just here simply sharing my knowledge, which is based on Buddhism. So I'm just sharing here and hoping that we all have to embrace this kind of message. We all embrace this kind of message. Oh, it's very, what do you think? What do you think? Not quiz, what do you think? Not quiz. When you look someone, whether you know them or not, if you wish them happy, what is this good thing or is bad thing? See, this is good things, it's good things. There's healthy mind. You will be better health. That will contribute to your healthy body. That's healthy mind. When you look at someone, oh, that person this and that person that, I don't trust that person. I wish to do something bad for that person. What kind of mindset is that? That's unhealthy mind. That's the last thing that you need. That's the last thing you need. Because it makes your life unhappy and more miserable. If you have that kind of thought, tons of them every day, you can be billionaire, you can be powerful people, you are unhappy person. Unhappy person. You are considered an unhappy person. Doesn't matter how much money. Life is unpredictable. You have no clue how long you're going to be here. Meanwhile, you are here, you make yourself miserable, and not just that, and you make other people be miserable. What's the purpose of your life? There's no purpose. There's no purpose. Easy to say. I'm not saying it's easy, but you are also welcome to sit here and say. So in this time, I'm the one who's saying it. So that's my part of my responsibility here. But do I enjoy? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Do I enjoy sitting here talking? If I have choice, probably I will not be here. Oh, see, do I enjoy? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But whatever I'm saying here, I'm not just making this up. It's already been said. So I can recommend you to read books. There's books been written by somebody, that has been like couple hundred years old, like that. So, and I might trying all best. I'm not perfect. I also have tons of problems like you do. But every day I try to remind myself to remember those things, So lately thinking about, we have to be prepared, not just prepared, fully prepared to let it go. Let it go. Fully prepared, let it go. Can't hold on anything. Why? Because constantly change, everything change. You can stop that. You cannot stop that. You cannot stop. You can stop thinking about that, but that's not going to change anything. That's not going to change anything. You can say, there's too depressed to think about everything change. I don't like to think. Oh, you can do that, but that's not going to change anything. Why? That's the reality. It's nothing to do with whether you believe or not believe. It's not the best to believe. So lately I've been thinking, you have to be not just prepared, fully prepared, enjoy, fully prepared, understand there's something you cannot 100% rely on. Could be plan, but thinking over the last 20 years, probably thinking of those plans, that plan could fall apart. What do? You need to learn how to let it go. It's right here, it's gone. What is that? That's the nature of impermanent. That's what it is. If you're able to say that, like, why is not that, like, then blah 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 blah. There's all kinds of stories. Maybe like Dronasi broke this, maybe that. What's the benefit? It's all broke. Well, I have to investigate who did put that, who that, and blah, blah. Meanwhile, it's all broke. What Miladeva said is right here, it's gone. What is that? That's the nature of impermanent. His story is finished. He's not talking anymore. He's moved on. He's already moved on. We go days by days, keep coming back. Meanwhile, it's all broke. Could be kids in your house running around, all of a sudden break one plate. What do you do? It is nature impermanent. From now on, I have to keep teaching lectures. What to do, how to move, where to move, when to move, is all under my order. Like that. How well they listen? Probably 20%. You say 100%, they probably listen 20%. That's what they do. Why? They're kids. They're kids. That's what they do. When you look in animal realms, kids play. The kids don't sit down like this. Animal kids, they play. They're running around. Mom is trying to catch something. All of a sudden, the kids jump. They chase away. They have no intent. They just play like that. Oh, so that's what lately I've been thinking. Enjoy much as you can, without hurting any being, causing any harm for any other being. That's not good things. It's not good things. Oh. Why you do that? Why? 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 There's no reason why you do that. Why you help? Why you think something positive of that brings happiness. That's why you do. It brings happiness. So that's my kind of like, how is the last few weeks, that's my slogan. Enjoy, prepare, not just prepare, fully prepare to ready to let it go, You can say, oh, I can't let it go because I have to put so much things there. It's changing anyway. Doesn't matter. Saying that I put so much is not going to change anything. Oh, so that's very important. There should be the essence of our core practice should be exchanging oneself with others. I, Geshe Gelek, looking for happiness every single moment. That's what I do. You, John or Peter, looking for happiness every single moment. Therefore, there's no difference. We are same. So if I'm being nice to Peter, Peter is going to be nice to me. If I'm going to be mean to Peter, unless Peter is bodhisattva, then Peter don't. Unless you are bodhisattva, you don't mind. Other than that, we have limited. I say, our good qualities, mental good qualities are limited. That's all you need. That yourself, she, John, Peter, Julie, whatever you call, J exchange. Before you do anything, just take your time and sit and think. Think carefully. Before you do anything, think carefully. Not as a Buddhist, as a human being, as a life with the feelings, like all kinds of feelings, not just good feelings, all kinds of feelings. Just sit down and pause and think. So make sure that you don't do something that's poison. So then also talk about that. Each time when I try to get irritated, angry, and I try to remind myself, you are about to consume poison. You are about to consume poison. It's nothing to do with Buddhism. You are about to consume poison. Will you take something knowing there's a poison? Will you take that? Probably not. Same. Anger is poison. It's poison. Tuk. This is how we say in Tibetan. Tuk. Tuk means poison. Tuk. Anger is poison. It's tuk. So there's exchanging oneself with others with the broader understanding. Everybody, no matter how you dress, how you look, if you are part of samsara, you are not free from problems. You have all kinds of problems, the same as I do. So therefore, there's the foundations for to see something good. Then the idea is eventually the Thakbar just pure. Look at people, everybody's precious, everybody's wonderful, precious. Oh, wonderful, precious. Thakbar just pure. So that's the idea. Eventually, that's the idea, Thakbar. So, anybody want you to say something? Yeah. So then I probably stop here, making more stuff now.
So I have a question about anger.
The question is for everybody, not just for me.
Okay.
Mm.
So I have a question about anger. So I had this friend, and I was talking with her, and she told me the other day that anger serves a purpose. And I told her, I said, well, not really. Because, you know, when I get angry, like, it just kind of creates more delusions on things, and it makes me more toxic, I guess, you know, for myself to be around or for other people to be around. And when I'm coming out of a place of rage and anger, like, I'm not being of any benefit to myself or other people. So I guess my question is, you know, like, do you really think anger serves a purpose? Like, and, you know, also the girl's response to kind of what I said was, well, my Buddhist center, they said that anger serves a purpose. And I'm like, okay, well, my Buddhist center, they don't really say that. But so I guess my question is, like, what is your take on that? And, like, I mean, what is your take on that? Do you really think anger serves a purpose, or do you think it is? Like he was saying, do you think it is poison and it doesn't serve a purpose? Thanks.
Yeah, very good. Please welcome to answer your questions. Yeah. No pressure, no pressure. Please say, yeah.
I mean, I think that any negative feelings that you have are kind of like a signal that you've got some like attachments that you need to work through whenever you encounter something that you react to, whether it's anger or sadness or like any sort of negative feeling. It's letting you know that there's something there that you have an issue with and some sort of attachment that you need to like mentally work through. That's a problem that's causing you to react that way.
Hello. I think I'm trying to remember some things I've heard His Holiness say, the Dalai Lama, on occasion. You know, I mean, classically in Buddhist texts, anger's like thought of as like reaching into a fire, grabbing a red hot coal and throwing it at somebody. Whether you hit them or not, you're always going to get burned. So that's a given, that it's going to poison us. But does it serve a purpose? His Holiness has said that, like this first lady that spoke, is that the best part of our mind is wisdom and compassion, and they can't function at the same time that anger and aversion are in our mind, or our mind's pervaded by that. So then the next question is, well, when we do see injustice and stuff like that, is the only way to interrupt that anger, or is there another, you know, if we see something and we see the arousal of anger, is that based on a delusion, or is there actually a way to combat injustice without losing our temper, to actually recognize it, have compassion, and then take forceful action to, and I think that's the Buddhist perspective, is that it is possible to do forceful things without being motivated by anger and hatred, and so we, you know, the bottom line in Buddhism is you never say never. There may be situations, this is what His Holiness said, where anger might be useful, but it's pretty rare. It takes a lot of wisdom to be able to channel that without losing control.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. Just want to say one word. You know, the gentleman just talked. His name is Dr. Brown, and who is the former director of the Kadamba Center. He's the one who planted the seed. He's the one who started Kadamba centers, and you know. So just wanted to let you know that, and he's also my doctor too. So that's not answering your question, but sorry, you know, just one.
I think that there is a reason why anger exists, the emotion of anger. There is a purpose. If this emotion did not exist, then I would say, okay, well, it just doesn't exist. But it does exist. And I think that it can be either a negative or a positive thing. It depends on the context. For example, if I see what is my thing, injustice towards the environment, towards nature, towards other animals, that creates, out of compassion to those animals, or those plants, trees, whatever it may be, out of compassion to them, and the feeling of injustice that I see, or excuse me, the feeling of, what is happening to them, that compassion, anger, it originates in me. And that anger is, in my opinion, at that point, useful, because then that makes me do something about it, something to help those animals, those plants, the environment. If that anger did not exist in me, it would not propel me to do good. But if the anger takes over me and doesn't elicit anything good, just only hatred, then I think that the anger is absolutely useless, and it actually undermines whatever I'm going to do. So I think that we cannot say that anger is bad or good. It depends on the context, how we take it, how we react to it. But I firmly believe that there is a reason why anger exists. In fact, in nature, when you see a mother elephant, for example, where her calf is being attacked by other animals or by humans, it is the anger that surges, that emanates from her, that originates from her by seeing her calf being injured or hurt, whatever it may be, that propels her to defend that animal. So if there were no anger, nothing, then she would not be able to defend that animal, her calf. So everything is relative.
Very good, yeah.
I think I went to a happiness and its causes event a few years back, and Rabina and Jinpa were talking, and they said that they were talking about anger, and they said that His Holiness has anger. All right, so take that as you will, right? But I believe I read somewhere that His Holiness said that if we could become angry without ego, then anger would be okay. I can't become angry without ego, right? So therefore, there is no place in my life, in my mind, no reasoning for anger. Case in point, yesterday my dog evoked some anger in me. You know, the poor thing. You know, I mean, she gets kind of confused about stuff, and she's just standing in front of me, right? And I'm trying to do something else, which is really useless, like watch TV. But she's interfering with me watching TV, you know? And so I say, Okami, lay down, right? And she just stands there, you know? And I say, lay down. And she just stands there, lay down, you know? And man, she's like, because she doesn't hear this from me, right? And right away I knew that something was wrong with that, right? Because of my ego. It wasn't because I really cared about her. It was because of my ego. She was interfering with what I wanted to do. There are other ways to get what we want. We don't have to go to anger. That is not the only solution. If all we have in our bag, they say, in our tool bag is a hammer, then everything will be a nail to us. Right? We have other tools. There's other methods that we can use. With anger, it is an emotion, and it just strikes so quickly that we become blind and we can't see. We can't think. We don't see other options. The guys I work with in prison, anger like a flash of lightning. They didn't realize there was another option that they could have employed that would have helped them to deal with that particular situation. Right? So I find no use for anger because of my own self, because of my own ego. If I could become egoless, then maybe anger would be okay.
So that's a very tough thing to do, anger without ego. So that's, can you imagine? That's very tough. But it's possible, and it's possible. So I'm not saying, don't misunderstand, Geshe Gelek is free from anger. No. So you stay with me 1 week, then you know. So I'm not free from anger. But it's very hard. Anger do exist. It doesn't arise all the time, but it's here. It's not rooted out. It's here. Doesn't mean it's like rooted out. It does arise sometimes. So therefore, as I mentioned before, it's very important to remind ourselves, educate ourselves, remind ourselves daily basis. Not just when you explode, there's nothing you can do. So therefore, before so if you can think about the downside, that's the meditation you do. You don't have to sit down, but you can be walking around, but at the same time you are thinking. The drawback, how is it drawback? Drawback of anger. So I myself, I rely on Shantideva text, chapter number 6. There's a dense information about how to manage anger. So I remember a few words from that book, and say in my mind, and I walk around trying to recharge, and the purpose hopefully to use when it gets dark, to then maybe to use. It's very hard, For a beginner, this all in the text, I'm just saying this beginner is so hard to be with the object and to practice patience is not easy. So what do? You just avoid the object. Avoid the object. So, that's much better than sticking with the object and trying to apply, trying to be cool. Probably you are not going to be cool, you are going to be hot. Or maybe burning fire. It's better to avoid the object. If you avoid the object, so your negative mind will die down. Die down, or energy of the negative mind will decrease because you are not in front of the object. Beginner. If you are well trained, of course, then you can stick there. Same time you can be cool. Cool? No, not just cool, very cool. Calm, So that's for if you've been thinking about that long period of time, then it can be done. So now back to your question, Amanda. Amanda? Purpose, I'm not sure what's the purpose. What kind of purpose the anger serves? What kind of purpose? But when you get angry, you don't see. Other people see you, but you don't see. When other people get angry, you see. Does it look good? Somebody's like driving like very crazy, opening the window, shouting, like yelling. This looks nice. Does it look nice? No. But when you do that, you don't see that because your whole life, you are poisoned head to toe. You're poisoned. You have no wisdom to judge. How anger arises? Deva is. We have two types of desire. We have desire. We all do. So we have desire to want something. We have desire not to want something. So when any obstacle that takes place between our desire, so there's the fuel. Two types of desire, then anything that takes place, then so desire to dog to be sit down. You say sit down, lay down, or sit down, what is it?
Sit down.
You say lay down?
Lay down.
Oh, you want dog to be laid down. Lay down, nothing happens. Lay down again, nothing happens. So then because there's a desire You have desire to dog to be laid down, but dog's not laying down. So not laying down, that's the obstacle that's taking place between you and your dog. So there's the fuel, then kind of generates anger. Immediately, you find the fuel for anger. Then you heavily rely on, not on compassion. You heavily rely on anger. You rely on anger. Da jom. Da means you, yourself. Jom means destroyed. Finish. You are finished. I'm finished, you are finished. Who's doing the finish is doing finish. What's finishing? Happiness is gone. There's no happiness. You don't feel good, you are feeling good or whatever, cool, everything's gone. You can be sitting on like $1,000 couch, their happiness is gone. Who said that? Shantideva. When? Around 7th century. He said that. Where? Guide to Buddha's Way of Life. Which chapter? Chapter number 6. When you read, you'll find exact same word. Immediately saying the last words very powerful. Da jom, you yourself is completely destroyed. So, is that true? I have experience, you have experience, we all have experience, that we all get angry, angry in our life. So, so then, daily basis, if you think like that daily basis, so then that exercise may prevent you to get angry when you encounter like I say unruly beings or environment, or you could avoid them, or you can you don't focus, you look at the broader pictures, you look at the holistic view rather than narrow view or that person. You look at the holistic view. So it's very possible that could prevent you from destroying yourself or burning yourself. To turn into ashes like that. So, of course, there's idea. Dr. Brown said, Jonathan said, Andrew said, that's why you see this wrathful image. Whenever you see in Buddhism the wrathful image, kind of like scary looking, it's not just painting, it's like symbolize something. It symbolizes something. It symbolizes, there is a way in Vajrayana practice. There is a way that you could utilize anger to serve greater purpose. But Andrea put it very well. No ego involved. So that's hard to do. That's probably regular practice. So okay. So now time is over. So. So I'm going to finish the make a mouth show. Yeah. So then please, pray, continue this with Jim Bond if you can, okay? That will definitely help.
Turn to page 246 to Master Shantideva's dedication. From the same book Geshe was citing from. And it's on the back of the Kadamba Center prayer sheet in the white binder. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness, and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, or as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain, to dispel the miseries of the world. Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha. 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 Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha.
Oh yeah, thank you, thank you.
Just a couple of really quick announcements about things that are coming up. This coming Saturday, Venerable Kondo is going to lead a little workshop on how to create your Dharma will. And a Dharma will is if you find yourself in a situation where you're very ill, or in particular where you are dying, and this lays out what the practices are that you would like to be said for you and in your presence to help you with that. So Venerable Kondo will help us learn more about how to do that, and there'll be an opportunity to create your own Dharma will in the afternoon. Also, the last weekend of this month, March 23rd to 25th, Geshe will lead us in a Vajrasattva weekend retreat out at Nolan's Farm. We don't have registration up on the site yet, but we will within the next few days. And you know, we can manage about 20 to 22 people out there at the farm, and it's a wonderful practice, and really great to be doing that with Geshe Gelek. So take advantage of that. I think that's all I have, and Jill has just entered the room. So, oh, and yes, Steve Hale, if you are here for your first time and would like to get an orientation to the center, our wonderful newcomer welcome question and answer leader here, Steve Hale is here, and he'll just meet with you in the back of the Gampa after we're done here. And here's Jill.
Thank you, Donna. Good morning, everyone. So with a volunteer campaign that we're kicking off, does anybody know what it's called? It's got a big thumbs up. Count me in. That's not really great if nobody knows the campaign. Excitement. So the position we talked about last week was the front desk. So that's still cooking. We got about 3 people that are volunteering. And when you meet with me, we talk about if it works for you, then I send you a link and you can sign up whenever it works for you for different shifts through the week. So it would require some knowledge, maybe like finishing DB, some knowledge of the Dharma, being able to talk to visitors and answer the phone with a lot of different questions, many different questions. So this week, the new volunteer position is the new shed captain. So we don't know when it's going to be built. We don't know how it's going to be built. We don't know of what it's going to be built, which is why we need a shed captain. So I need somebody that would take this ball and run with it whenever it's going to happen, and be able to communicate with Don and myself and Geshe, and just however where we're going to put it. And so if somebody's willing to step up with a time schedule unknown, then we'll talk about it. So you can just be thinking about it and talk to me. And that's it.